Now let's take a minute to see how you can improve your team. Now let's take a minute to see how you can improve your team.
Tonight, from SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California, it's time for Monday Night Football on EA Sports. Sam Darnold and the Los Angeles Rams versus Tom Brady and the Chicago Bears.
We are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Tonight we close out Week 7 with a good Monday night matchup between the Chicago Bears and the Los Angeles Rams. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Rams team as they interplay. And they've lost 3 straight here, and it goes without saying, I guess, they could certainly use a win.
And how do they get a win? Because they've lost 3 straight, I think it's paramount that they get a fast, clean start to this game.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Bears, they've got all W's on the ledger so far, a perfect 6-0.
Yeah, still a long way to go in this season, but they're showing everyone early on that they intend to be there in the end.
And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. So out come the Rams now for their first possession. And they'll be led out by their quarterback in his 3rd season now from USC. It's Sam Darnold.
I remember talking with a scout about him, and he said, you know, I love the fact that he was a high school basketball player. He does so many things with his legs to keep plays alive. He did the same thing as a basketball player, kind of a point guard, knows where the ball is supposed to go, and knows how to deliver it to the open man.
On first down, Darnold got Gordon open, completes it. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. So a pretty early first quarter roughing the passer penalty.
Seems like the officials are going to let everyone know they're taking charge of this game. They're always going to protect the quarterback.
From the 50, it's Darnold, able to get this to Gordon. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A very solid gain of 27.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
Yeah, that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
First down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. He was looking for his rookie Cole Kmet that time, but it'll be 2nd down.
Makes it 2nd and 10 at the 23-yard line.
To throw is Darnold, and they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. J.J. Watt in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
Well, competition comes up in so many different ways, and right now, this unit, their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. How about 5 sacks last week? We just saw their first one of this game.
The Bears bring out an extra defender in the secondary now for 3rd down. Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he's going to get this to about the 20, but that is well short of what he needed. That'll bring up 4th down. They wind up getting 8 yards, but they needed more than that.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath by all means.
Here's Randy Bullock now as he'll go for the field goal. Right hash, 37-yard attempt. Bullock's kick is good. And the Rams have the first points here. It's 3-0.
Rams 3, Bears nothing.
Had just the one big play on the drive, but that was enough to put him in field goal range.
Yeah, one big play of what they hope will be many others throughout the game. Every team has a different target for the number of plays like that, those explosives that we talk about. That allowed him to put points on the board on that drive. Let's see how the rest of the game goes.
And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. They will be led out by perhaps the best ever at 43 years of age now. It's the great Tom Brady.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there was also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
Now the first carry here for Todd Gurley. And he'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
Gurley, the ball carrier.
The numbers on the ground for Gurley last week. He was, without a doubt, one of the catalysts in that victory.
And he can really be the glue that makes this offense go, because when defenders have to commit to stopping him, that just opens up more opportunities in the passing game.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. On play action, now Brady. Gronkowski's got it on the crossing route. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
First down, Chicago.
Gurley. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will. Interior of that line blocked really well on that run, but also the 2 tight ends, they blocked well too.
Not only have they scouted the line of scrimmage, with their agility, they can get upfield and hit moving targets like linebackers, defensive backs. They do a really good job helping out the running game.
So from Rams territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 47. They'll run for the first time with Mark Ingram. And some good running out of the gates as he takes this up to the 33. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
And they didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. From the gun, it's Brady. Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in.
Brady's pass.
Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
A gain of 19.
And that was good protection there. No, that was great protection there because it allowed him to lock in on his receiver. Although I think he was looking for his tight end on the corner route all the way. Nice connection there for a really nice gain.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Into the red zone, it's Brady. And now a fumble. Brady loses the football. But the Bears look to get this one back, and indeed they did. So they'll keep possession.
Fumble on the play.
Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
So they keep the ball, but work to do on 2nd and long. On the draw, this is Ingram. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up. Defensively, though, they had a chance there to hit him for a loss. Couldn't get it done.
Looked like someone was able to knife into the backfield, but he wasn't able to get him down. But his compatriots, they were able to grab him at the line of scrimmage and not let him get any further downfield.
Emmanuel Sanders, his first touchdown on the year. And the Bears have taken the lead. And he's a little bit on the shorter side as a receiver. Maybe sometimes for the defense, tough to find the little guys, right?
Yeah, sometimes they get lost in the traffic, but usually what it means is that rather than just winning with height or even speed, They use their quickness to find a way to get open.
Well, tall, short, wide, skinny, whatever. There it results in a touchdown. And this is up and good to make it 7-3. So that drive goes 8 plays. And the end result is a Bears touchdown.
Josh Lambo set to kick off.
And Lambo now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And Smith chooses not to return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. So the Rams coming back onto the field, their second drive of the game. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. They run on first down as they're able to get this forward for about 4.
He was brought down by Vaughn Miller. A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at the 29-yard line.
After 1, 7-3 the score on EA Sports.
Bears 7, Rams 3.
Second and 6, just inside the 30. Darnold from the gun. And he's got his receiver. That's Sammy Watkins. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
That was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. T.Y. Hilton, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up second down. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Now Darnold. Open man is Komet, the tight end.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
Man, that ain't made no sense.
Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
On first down, it's Darnold. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down.
That's another Rams first down. 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line.
Throwing again is Darnold. Looking right side, and that's complete to Watkins. And Watkins, you see him there, still down and slow to get up. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. Good down to possibly take a shot, and in fact, they'll come up with an empty backfield on 2nd and inches. Again, Darnold will get that complete to his tight end, Komet. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
Like so many tight ends nowadays, they have no problem at all putting him in the slot and letting him go to work, and that's a nice pitch and catch right there for a first down.
He's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. Von Miller, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
Well, the pass rush has been a real strength of late. They know how to get after the quarterback.
Absolutely. 4 sacks last week. That's their first one here. Anything in particular you've seen from them or on film?
I think that they're winning athletically up front, winning those one-on-one battles, but also when the offensive line wants to keep everyone in and mass protect, they know how to scheme their way back to the quarterback as well.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Now Gordon. And a short gain here, down to the 22. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or else they'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
9th play of the drive now on 3rd and a country mile. Throw to the right here to Gordon. Darnold. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. They do get 7 out of that, but not enough to prevent a 4th down.
How about that strategy there, Brandon? 3rd down. They just said, we've got faith in our tacklers. We'll give you the short stuff, and just decided to protect the sticks. So every time I hear fans telling me tackling's not a part of the game anymore, plays like that, I can clip and save and show them you have to tackle well if you want to be a good defense.
And Bullock will put this one through, and they'll get it back within a point at 7-6.
Bears 7, Rams 6.
No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line.
1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Chicago works their way back onto the field for their 2nd drive of the game. And for them to touchdown their last go-around, obviously they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Brady now on 1st down. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Sanders. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
Draw play. Ingram now. And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down in the backfield. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now, we'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. Now Brady gets away with one. Lucky, could have been intercepted, but it falls to the ground.
And this is what you want to see from a defense. Give up an opening drive touchdown, that's fine. But how about them going back out there, recommitting themselves to the task at hand, and forcing a 3 and out, and giving the ball back to their offense.
It's a return of 4 following a 42-yard punt. And the Rams will go on offense here with a 1st and 10. L.A. set to take over again on offense. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you've met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. He's going to drop this one down to Gordon. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 15 yards on the play, 1st down.
That's good for an L.A. Ram.
This is Gordon on the dump off.
First and 10 at the 43-yard.
5 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it second down. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Throwing again on second down. Darnold firing quickly here, and that's complete. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second, as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number one. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on first and 10. Darnold to throw again, and Stills over the middle. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. 10 more for him on that one. He's been a busy man. It's a first down.
First and 10.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Complete to Melvin.
3 yards the gain there, second down.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. So on second down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. And this a 39-yard attempt. Bullock's kick is good.
His kick is.
And they jump back in front here. It's 9-7.
Rams 9. Bears 7.
So a little late drama in the first half as that kick will give them the lead into intermission.
Isn't this fun the way that this is unfolding? You're exactly right. The late drama, 3 points go up on the board, and we go into the half with a new leader.
The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And a good return up past the 30, but was it aided by an illegal block or a hold? Let's see. So holding will scratch off some of that return.
And I know fans get frustrated when they see penalties of this sort on kick returns, but it is difficult to do it right against these moving targets at full speed. Hard to do.
He'll take the knee, and the final couple seconds will tick by in this first half. So we have reached halftime here in a tight 2-point contest. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll begin up at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, where it was the Ravens who get the win at home. 34-28, the final score. Next, we head off to check out another game. And they were losers in that one as they fall to the visiting Seattle Seahawks. 35-23 was the final. Finally, let's get to Philadelphia. Check on the Eagles at home at Lincoln Financial Field. And they were winners in that one over the visiting New York Giants. 10-6, the final score. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a defensive struggle. Which offense can break through in the second half? To find out, let's hand it over to our broadcast team of Brandon Gotten and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
Randy Bullock.
The Bears going to see the football first, and they trail here as we get back underway to start this second half. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
Take over first and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
So here's the Bears offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it first and 10. The third quarter starts with a run by Gurley. He'll have a first down past the 40. And he'll get this all the way up to the 42-yard line. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down. And a nice little broken tackle run there by Todd Gurley, the 10th pick in the 2015 draft.
And that's what you get with him, that full package of speed, power, able to catch the ball out of the backfield. Many people doubted him coming out because of the knee injury in college. They're seeing the full Todd Gurley now, and it hurts.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another first and 10. Working from the gun, it's Brady. Got his man, that's the Pro Bowler Julio Jones. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down. And until that point, we haven't seen Julio Jones. That's hard to believe here this late in the game.
And no one more frustrated than Julio Jones because receivers feed off of catches. That's their fuel, and that's also their affirmation. He hasn't been getting much of that in this game, and their team is losing, and he wants to have a better effect on the game.
Just the first connection, Ryan to Jones there. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Out of the gun, they give to Ingram. They had two straight first downs, now a gain of 9 to set up 2nd and 1.
That was a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. He got 29 yards that time.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. It looks like a jumbo set with 3 tight ends here for 1st and goal. They'll try and push it in with Gurley. They're able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the 1.
Well, he did get a taste the previous week. He got into the end zone, trying his best to get there in this game. So far, he's been denied.
2nd and goal from the 1. Here's Brady. Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown.
To Jared Cook.
Jared Cook, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Bears have retaken the lead.
You get down near the goal line, this is where having a sure-handed tight end becomes a luxury, and it pays off big time, especially when the defense sells out against the run. He finds himself open for an easy touchdown.
Lambo on for the extra point. And the lead is up to 5.
His kick is
that time a 6-play drive. And it culminates in a touchdown for Chicago.
Josh Lambo set to kick off.
And Lambo now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. Taken in the end zone. And Smith chooses not to return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25.
At
Out come the Rams. They'll have it first here to begin the third quarter. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve.
Offense.
That hold coming from the middle of the line, the center.
It's difficult for him because sometimes you got people right over you, and as soon as you snap it, trying to get your hands up and block them, you can be a little bit late getting it done.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. The shotgun snap for Darnold. On the left side, this is Stills. And out of bounds across the 15-yard line. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd down at the 18-yard line.
Here's Darnold. It's complete here to T.Y. Hilton. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down.
That's a gain of 10.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. Here's Darnold over the middle, and that's caught by Kmet. And he is going to have a Rams 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
You can just kind of sense the momentum turning here. It's 1st and 10. On the delayed handoff, this is Gordon. It's the Pro Bowl corner, Akeem Talib there to stop him.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the 1st level, make sure that block's secure before they slide off, and try and chip someone at the 2nd level.
That's a gain of 7. Makes it 3rd and 2.
3rd and 2, Darnold. And that will be incomplete. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
Here's Sam Martin now, as he's on to punt for the 1st time tonight. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. So possession goes over here on the punt, and it'll be 1st and 10 Bears from deep in their own territory.
Let's go old school there. That's absolutely a great coffin corner punt. Someone's put some time in working on that, hasn't it?
Seems like every year these guys get better and better. It's amazing how they can command that football through the air.
Yeah, they used to actually practice with hula hoops where they place them and try and put them there. Now a lot of guys use barrels on the sidelines to try and put the football in one.
The drive starts here with a carry by Ingram. And he's upended at the 6 as they double their room to maneuver on a pickup of 3. 2nd and 7. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Second and 6. No, scratch that. 2nd and 7. Shotgun now for Brady. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he's going to get this from the 6 out to the 12. A pickup of 6 as they double their workspace.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
They'll try to run for the first with Ingram. And they're going to get the first down here as he's up to the 14. They'll get a couple yards on that one, and it'll result in a fresh set of downs. A tight game like this, such a tough spot for the offense to be in. Even though they have the lead, Charles, back up so close to their goal line, they got to protect the football.
And that's when you have to take care of your team with play calling as well. Not a lot of misdirection, not a lot of counters, not a lot of plays where you have extra ball handling. Get it right to the hands of your running back, tell him to take care of the ball, and try and move forward.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. To throw, it's Brady. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. Kyle Van Noy. The blitz works to perfection as he gets in there to dump him for a loss of 8. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one's maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Another try after the 1st down sack. Brady. And boy, that one drops incomplete, but if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble.
I may be an analyst, but I'm also a fan. I love it when people take the big shots downfield, but he was under a lot of duress. And I think that forced the incompletion downfield. Didn't have a real good chance to find his target.
They fake the handoff. Now Brady looking downfield for Jones. He's got him in. Complete. Julio Jones all alone. Touchdown, Chicago. Julio Jones. 94 yards. And the Bears will add on to their lead. Well, they were back in the shadows of their own goalpost, and that flipped quickly.
So much for playing it safe. I mean, the conservative, easy call, run the football, take care of it, create some space, pump the ball away, but no, let's throw it. And sometimes a defense's aggressiveness is used against them because when you've got people backed up, your natural inclination is to try and really force them back, and sometimes they get burned that way.
And they got burned there. Extra point tacked on by Lambeau, and it gives his guys a 12-point advantage.
Josh Lambeau set to kick off.
And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. Fielded in the end zone. And Smith chooses not to return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25.
25-yard line.
L.A. readies for its next possession. And the script really is flipped for them. The momentum on the other sideline, and now they have to try and battle back from a 2-score deficit. On 1st and 10, Darnold fighting Hilton on the slant. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. 1st down. At this stage, this drive's got to be touchdown or bust because you need 2 of them.
And if I'm the offensive play caller, I'm not just looking at my dagger plays downfield. I'm looking at some of my specials, something that can fool them and give you a big play now.
With a sense of urgency.
No doubt.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. Able to get this to Gordon. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. It's a Rams 1st down on a pickup of 10. But correct me if I'm wrong, you're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
Darnold completes it. Some extra space following the display of power. Down just inside the 45. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
38-yard line.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Rams football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now the pass hauled in by Kenny Stills. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Darnold from the red zone now.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all.
And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. Von Miller in there to drop him as that clock continues to run. On the right side, it's Hilton with a catch. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6. 3rd and long, it's Darnold. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of...
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Good positioning, and it's picked off. Past the 10 to the 11-yard line, and that's where the return stops. For this defense, CD, that's kind of the icing on the cake here as we get to the end of this one.
And didn't you feel that they weren't just going into total prevent there? You know, they had the lead, and sometimes you fall back and you lose your aggressiveness. Not in this case. They were still making a play on the football, and look how that one turned out. They may have salted this one away.
They'll try and start the drive with Gurley. And some room for him there as he'll take this up to about the 15. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop him with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. They'll stick to the ground game with Gurley. And from the 15, they're able to work this up to the 20 for a pickup of a handful. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their 2nd, as they'll stop it with 27 seconds showing on the clock. They'll try and pick up the first with Gurley. And they work this well upfield across the 45. The Rams going to be forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go in the football game. They'll go ahead and take the knee here, and the unbeaten season will continue. And a sight that's becoming familiar in this season. They remain undefeated, another win under their belt.
And they did it the way that they really want to. Taking a knee at the end of the game. That means you have the ball, you're in control, you dictate the final part of this ball game, and they did exactly that.
And the clock rolls down to 0. So this one in the win column for the Chicago Bears. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for Chicago, their winning ways continue as they get it up to 7-0. And they'll return home next week to take on the New Orleans Saints. Meanwhile, for L.A., they dipped to 2-5 now with the loss. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head down to Miami to take on the Dolphins. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Now let's take a minute to see how you can improve your team.